Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name's Bobby Waldron and this is our final conclusion of Revell's 1:48 scale. What is it? The A-18F Super Hornet 2-seater. So now it's all built, I can give you a nice good comment on whether or not this kit's good, the problems it's got and all those kind of things. So starting off, I'm just kind of going through the instructions and kind of going to talk as I go along with it. But our cockpit area actually is actually really nice. I mean, you're not going to be able to see in there, but when I was building that, I mean, there are some pictures I think up on the forum, but inside there your seats are actually pretty good, your instrument display panels are pretty good. You know, you paint that up and weather that up quite nicely and it does turn out to be a very decent out of the box cockpit. You know, can't really fault that. And then moving along, the air intakes aren't bad inside, but we do end up with some pretty nasty fit problems with the actual kind of like fitting of the whole air intake. Basically, you can get this area cut in quite nicely, but then there's a piece that seems to go all the way to the back of here. And it's probably better if I show you in the instructions because it is quite a nasty fit. Is just here. You got this piece that kind of just goes up on the back of the engine there, right? That piece there, I mean, to sand and fill and scribe that in there is quite tricky. The last time I did this kit, I just couldn't get it to go right, but this time I am actually quite chuffed because I actually kind of got rid of the whole seam line gap thing going on at the back just here. But that is going to be a problem if you ever do that kit, this kit, sorry. And then also moving along, the way the wings and the fuselage section goes together as well, also a bit of a fit problem. As you could probably see here, just down here, you've got the top half and then the bottom half, and where these bits kind of meet is you've got, what you end up with is a fit line, sort of like a seam line, a gap shall we say, that goes all the way underneath and across just here. I have kind of filled it in, sanded it, rescribed it, but if you don't tackle that area, you're going to have this gap line that just goes all the way along, okay, just in those areas there. So that's also, it's not a fit problem, it's just you're going to have this big gap thing going on and you need to fill, sand and scribe. So there is that kind of a nasty area on it. And then again, we've got another one coming up. You know, there's three kind of problems with this kit. What we've also got as well is just in the nose section, we've got this 4-piece kind of build going on just in the nose section, and basically this top piece here, which is just here on our nose, is just, shall I say, it's just too small. Plain and simply, I mean, it does fit pretty okay. Well, actually it does fit really good actually, the underneath piece, but the top piece, it's just a bit kind of too thin when it kind of sort of hits the canopy section. And what you've got a little bit of a dip that comes in there, which without going off and kind of mega sanding it and everything, I mean, that is it is a bit of a problem. It's one of these things, it's kind of up to you. You could get away with just leaving it as a bit of a kind of a step, or you can come along and really come in with some probably heavy filling, sanding it, smoothing it, getting it all right. You could do that, but that's also another problem that you're going to probably tackle or not tackle with this kit. Just moving along again, yeah, exhausts. Exhaust, I mean, there's not exactly, shall we say, a fit problem, but the only way of describing these exhausts is they are crap. They really do look pretty naff, if you ask me. You know, you'll probably want to get some aftermarket parts or something like that. That was the one other thing I wanted to mention about that. Apart from that, just quickly going through the instructions, I did mention it in the in box review that you only get one fuel tank, right? You only get one fuel tank, and it would have been nice to have had the two, so you could have put them on these empty pylons, because this is using up all the weapons and you've got these two empty pylons, which I personally don't like to be not given enough weapons to at least fill all your pylons. But there you go, we've got two empty pylons because we haven't got enough weapons or fuel tanks in the kit. And I must say, there's something about the FA-18s that I like about how these two fuel tanks on the side just seem to beef it up. You know, it's just me personally, but I do like that little touch. Apart from that, I mean, that was basically the build. As you can see, there's a few fit issues to tackle. The spraying side of it with this particular one, well, you know, I kind of laid off sort of like any kind of heavy weathering or anything along those lines, because it is a show bird, this one. I mean, it's supposed to be somewhere along the lines of being clean. But to note on the painting side, I mean, I did try and kind of get these exhaust cans to actually try and look decent, so I used some Mr. Hobby buffable metallizer paints, but you know, I mean, they are just kind of so crap that even coming along with some decent paints and trying to buff them up and everything just doesn't seem to do the trick. But that's what I used there. Moving along to decals, you know, the decals, you know, second to none. I mean, the decals were absolutely brilliant with this kit. I mean, as you can see, you've got some nice patterns going on here. You know, it's quite a colourful bit of eye candy, and the decals, I mean, to kind of get these decals on here, you know, you do kind of need some second to none decals, and you know, luckily, you know, what come with the kit were damn good. I think they were printed by a cartographer. They conformed really nicely to micro solid set, which is just what you needed to get these decals, both top and bottom, you know, to conform right. I mean, we had our big stripe going down there, and you had to be careful with that, and over here as well. I mean, getting these decals on were a little tricky, but the decals were good, so that helped a lot. So no problems with the decals. You only get two sets of markings, but I think really, you know, you do get two good sets. I mean, you get kind of like a you know, this show bird, but you also get sort of like a frontline sort of aircraft kind of marking, so that's also good. Finishing stage, okay, well, when it comes to weathering, as I say, you know, I toned it down a bit, but another problem with the kit is the recessed panel lines. They're just not deep enough. I mean, they are a bit on the faint side in places, so when you come along and put like your sludge washers, your pin washers down, they don't seem to go into the panel lines that good, and if you come along with your sludge wash and wipe it away, it just doesn't stay into the recessed panel line. So really, I mean, this kit could do with sadly an all over kind of light rescrub. We're not talking, you know, taking a model that is, say, raised panel lines and you're rescribing it. It's not that kind of work. It's just to follow the guide, follow the panel lines, the recessed panel lines that are already there, and you're just giving it a light little rescribe. That's what this kit needs, which is a pain. I know people here, you know, rescribe a model and it's like they run a mile, but it's not that bad. But it does need a little bit of a deeper recessed panel line. So, you know, that was kind of like the whole build and, you know, my opinion of it. So to kind of sum this up, is this kit worth it? I do think it's worth it, although it's got all those little problems. If you tackle them and you put the time in excuse me, it's not that bad. I mean, it is quite fun to actually build. You know, the decals are good. As I say, the rescribing is a bit of a pain, but I still think it's worth it because it's only about 20. I think at Hanans at the moment it's up for £22.99. I mean, you cannot, I don't think you can grumble. As I say, you've got those problems, but it's got so much potential to be a decent FA-18 for £22.99, because your other option is, and I'm just looking at Hanans right now, is you basically go off and spend between 60 and 78 pounds buying a Hasegawa Super Hornet, which you know, I mean, that is like virtually almost 50 pounds more to go off and get a Hasegawa kit over this one. So it really is down to you personally. Do you want to put in the extra work to get this to, like, shall we say, a Hasegawa kind of standard, but pay £50 less? Or do you want to go off and go, stuff it, I'll pay an extra £50 and not have to put in that extra kind of work, you know? So as I say, it's a recommended kit. It does build really nice. You got problems with it, but the price kind of sells it as a nice recommended kit. So I hope that has been helpful and you've enjoyed both the inbox review and this final conclusion video.